Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beeman of BLS here and welcome to another TS Classic video. I seem to be getting in the habit of doing TS Classic videos lately, which is really interesting. So I'm getting a bit in the groove for it, you know. So recently we have released an update to our Churnet Valley Railway Class 33 reskins, which is a very old pack which was produced in 2021 I believe. And it basically adds new custom child object decals and 3D nameplates to the reskins, which were made by Steve Davies, aka Snud. So this has recently been released today, and I just want to do a video on it. So this scenario is called Save the Captain. It's a scenario that actually comes with a separate pack. So if you're getting these reskins, it is also worth getting this separate pack as well, and that is the 33021 in Post Office Red livery reskin pack. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should get into this, don't you? So it says here, afternoon driver. Sadly, 33021 Captain Charles has failed on the diesel service due to a traction motor flashover. Oh, someone's been a bit naughty with the throttle. You have been asked to start up 33102 and rescue the failed service. Make your way to Cheddleton Bay platform and await further instructions. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's get into this. So here is our steed for today, which is 33102. So we're going to the cab. We are pretty much in the correct direction as what we're supposed to be. So we're going to be using the loco brake as this is a light engine move. Turn our headlights on. So I take it we can move into Cheddleton Bay platform when ready. Okie dokie. So this is a scenario that was created by myself. It's been a long time since I drove it, so could be a bit rusty. But to be honest, my route knowledge on Churnet Valley Railway is actually pretty good, so we'll see how we go with it. Okay, so a bit of toot on the horn. Give ourselves a notch of power and release the loco brake. In fact, before we should do that, we should probably put her into forward on the reverser, don't you think? That'd probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? So let's try that again. Put ourselves into forward gear. Toot on the horn, take a notch of power and release the loco brake. There we go. And now we should start moving like so. I seem to recall this scenario taking place in the rain. I wonder if that's due to the fact that the AP weather enhancement was updated, so it messes it up. Yeah, it's interesting that. Okay, so now that we're actually going to change ends, so what we actually need to do is we need to put our train brake to emergency and in a sense shut down the cab. Turn our headlights off and then we can change ends. You have a clear run down to Froggle, where you shall couple to the front of 33021, bring the service back down to Cheddleton. Okay. Yeah, I seem to recall this scenario taking place in the rain, so obviously something has gone wrong here, and an update has kind of messed it up slightly. I'll have to have a look into that when we get to eventually updating the Post Office Red 33 pack. Okie dokie, so let's release our train brake, place our loco brake on, turn on our lights, put ourselves into forward gear, quick toot on the horn, give ourselves a notch of power and release the loco brake. And that is how to drive a diesel locomotive realistically. So there you go, quick tutorial. And also make sure you don't shut off completely and put yourselves into the on position before shutting off the throttle and closing it completely. I believe it is a 15 limit over here, so we're alright to go 15. So as we're heading down, let's have a little look around the reskin. So obviously this is one of 2 reskins included with the new pack. As you can see, we've now got 3D nameplates on Sophie, and the nameplate positioning has also been repaired, because originally the nameplate positioning was wrong on this, so that's been fixed. Silver buffers have been added, and the orange cam rail has been removed. And that is basically the alterations to this particular reskin. A bit more power as we are slowing down slightly. There we go. One thing I will say about the RSC Class 33 is it does tend to take off very, very quickly, light engine. This is not realistic at all. Having driven 33s in real life, I can tell you this now, that the RSC/DTG Class 33 does not drive realistically at all. Like, it just doesn't. The closest thing we have of a 33 driving realistically in any form of simulator is Train Sim World, because it has the feel of it a bit more. The physics on it are pretty much spot on. So there's a bit of gen for you guys. Got a yellow on the distant. So for anyone who's watching this and is wondering about the route, it's obviously the Churnet Valley Railway route by Vulcan Productions. You can download this via the VP website. I shall make sure I link the route in the description of the video so you guys can go and download it if you please. It's a very, very nice route. It's pretty old now, but personally I think it still holds up today. I believe they were working on a new version of the route, but whether they're still doing that now I do not know, as it has been a long while since we've heard anything from it. So we're going to slow up because our signal is at red. There we go, we've got a green. Yeah, I figured as much. It will send us straight down here because it's quicker, in it, and there's no passing train here, so okay. The limit is 15, so we can pick up some speed a bit. Although we are approaching a red, so probably best if I slow up. There we go. Okay, so we should have reached the 25-mile-an-hour limit now, so we can make our way up to 25. Although what I'm going to do is, when I reach 20, I'm going to come off the power, because we are soon going to be hitting a downhill gradient towards Froggle. Seems to be some weird jolting going on here within this cab. I don't know why it's doing that. Didn't happen the last time I drove this route, so yeah, a bit unusual that. Need a bit more power. Haven't quite reached the downhill section yet. we are, with the brake slightly applied there. We've got a nice steady pace downhill. Soon to hit a 15-mile-an-hour limit as we approach the crossings here in this industrial estate. Right, so we're now on the approach to Froggle, and we should see 33021 in the siding. Well, in the siding, I mean in the platform. And there it is. Okay. Oh, why does it have to be that end? Okay, so we're just going to have to trial and error this. Can't lean out the cab this side, it's annoying. There we are. Okay, so we shall now couple to the locomotive. Like that. Did a bit of a bounce there. Before departing, press T to open the doors and await the right away from the guard. Oh, don't you just love TS sometimes? Oh, it's brilliant. Okay. So we're going to change ends now. There we go. Do a bit of a brake test. Yep, we've got vacuum. Okay, so let's put ourselves into loco brake, put that on. Here we are. I think this deserves a screenshot. Or two. Or three. Ooh. Quite a nice angle that. Get a nice low down shot as well. There we go. Should be all good to depart soon. Right away, excellent. Put ourselves a bit forward. Let's give ourselves some beans, shall we, as we depart here. Nice bit of thrash there as we departed the station. Because we've got a dead loco behind us, we really have to sort of give it some beans, as it were. Should be clear of the 25 mark. We are. Excellent. I do like this scenario because you can really work the loco hard because it's struggling with that dead weight 33 behind and coach in stock. So another thing I will say is if you are a newcomer to Train Simulator Classic, you're probably wondering why the sound's so different on the Class 33, you know, because these are different sounds to the standard default sounds that you get with the RSC 33. So the reason being for this is because these actually have the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 33 Sound Pack Pro installed. This was a sound pack enhancement for the locomotives, which is sadly no longer available, which is really annoying. So that means if you are a newcomer to the game, you can no longer have these sound enhancements, which just is rather annoying, because it means then anyone who is new has to deal with horrible default sounds, and there is nothing to update or make this old gen stock any better. It's, you know, and there's not like any EPs or anything that's come out from AP to kind of, you know, fill the gap, as it were. There's nothing to fill that gap anymore in the means of heritage diesel locos, and it is a shame. Okay, so we're now on the approach to console. Just slow up for that signal, considering that it is showing a red. Oh, it has gone off. I was about to stop there because it wasn't going off. Rightio, let's go. Yep, so we are picking up passengers from console. We should need to make sure that the locomotives are a little bit out of the platform, because we need to make room for the coaching stock. Let's see how we did. Bang on the money, look at that. And is our yeah, bang on the money. Fantastic. I was actually thinking, should my stopping point be the whistle board? And yeah, I was correct. Very good stop there. I'm happy with that. Okay, we've got the right of way. Yep, we're all good. Right. Let's get moving. So, put ourselves into forward. Quick toot on the horn. Release the brake. Get ourselves underway. Right, we've reached the 25 limit, so we can open it up a bit. So let's have a little look at our task list. So we're going to be stopping at Cheddleton. Then we've got to stop at Leafbrook, Console and Froggle. So we've actually got to go back to Froggle. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure if I'll do the entire trip back, you know, sort of back down to Froggle, because this is obviously a really long scenario. And I don't think you guys would want to sit through the entire length of the scenario. Because this is the thing, I don't know, like, what you viewers like watching. Like, it, as far as I know, some people might not sit through an entire TS Classic video, because I know I don't when watching YouTube channels. So what I'll tend to do is, I would tend to, like, watch sort of 20 minutes to 30 minutes maybe of gameplay footage on TS Classic, and then I would switch off. So anything that's like over an hour long, like people driving mainline routes for over an hour or so, I just start to get bored after a while and I click off and go on to other things. I don't know whether that's something that other people do, or whether some people actually watch through the entirety of that whole hour. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but I know personally that I don't. So, going off my instinct, I'm not going to do the entirety of this scenario. I'm just going to, like, stop it when I feel necessary to stop it. And obviously, if you guys would like to see what happens next within the scenario, download it and play it yourselves, and then you can find out. Starting to approach Cheddleton now, so I've just slowed up slightly because we will be coming into a 15 limit. I mean, Cheddleton has some really interesting signals in this direction. So you have a shunt there that you've kind of got to pull up to. Yeah, I'm going to need to draw forward because I can't get the train in, so we're going to have to go over the crossing slightly. There we are. Instruction complete. You're doing well, driver. It is now time to depart for Leekbrook, where we shall run round our train and connect to the other end. Okie dokie. So let's do that. Put ourselves into forward, toot on the horn, release the loco brake, add some power. I mean, technically I should have added power first and then released the loco brake, so slight little operational error there, but it's okay because we didn't roll back or anything like that, so we got away with it. But realistically, you should apply power and then release the loco brake. Never release the brake first, especially on a hill start. Up to 25, so we can apply some more power, get ourselves moving. Yellow on the distance, although that is a fixed distance, so it's always going to be showing a yellow. So we are slowing down within the tunnel, but that's okay because we have actually got a 15-mile-an-hour limit outside of the tunnel. So we're going to let the gradient do the work for us. Obviously apply power when we reach the 15 limit. Obviously, to be able to see this in real life, we would have had the cab light on to make sure that we can see the dials and gauges. Go. So we should pull up to the station platform. Well, in real life this is actually a station now. This is technically a slightly outdated version of Churnet Valley, because I believe today that platform you can actually get on and off. But obviously at this point when it was modelled, this platform was disused. So we'll pull up to just about this curve, well, just to make sure our train is fully in the loop. There we go. Right, so at this point we are going to dump the brake, because we are going to uncouple and run round. Uncouple from 33021 and the coach in stock when ready. Make sure the gate is open at the end of the loop before departing and running round. Okie dokie. The gate is indeed open, so that's all good. Okay, so we want to uncouple 33021. Yeah, that makes sense. Rightio. Nope, shouldn't have done that. Loco brake on. Then release. Right. Forward. Power. Release the loco brake. There we go. Yeah, so basically what you'd have to do at that point, you see that stop board back there. So theoretically if the gate was closed, you would stop at the stop board, toot the horn, and then the gate would open. But obviously as it was already open, we wouldn't need to do that. So that's why I passed it. When you're ready, you may run round. Excellent. So, dump the brake, release the loco brake, shut ourselves down, change cabs, like so. There we go. Loco brake on, release the train brake. So obviously we always use loco brake light engine. Put ourselves into forward. Quick toot on the horn, apply power, then release the brake. Like so. So you don't want to give it too much power down here because it's a downhill section here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the train back to Cheddleton, and then once we got to Cheddleton, that's where we'll cut the video short and finish off. Yeah, so this is Captain Charles, which is basically the main part of the pack, the 33 Churnet Valley pack. As you can see, we've got the lovely decals on the front now, and 3D nameplates. So these reskins were originally created by Lucas of Lucas Repaints. He's no longer in the train sim community anymore, and basically the story goes that he has donated his Class 33 reskins to us to basically do whatever we please with them, and that's what we've been doing. So yeah, that's basically the story behind the 33 reskins. Change end procedure again. Right, we can get moving to couple to our coaching stock. Oh yes, we can actually do it properly this end. There we go, perfect. Depart for Cheddleton as soon as you are ready. Here we are. Alright, so let's shut down the cab again. Like so. Right, we're ready, so we should put ourselves into forward gear. Quick 2. Application of power, then release the brake. And it's off. Just going to give us some slight application of brake. It's downhill. As you can see here inside this tunnel, it's going downhill. So what I'm doing here is I've got the throttle in the off position, because what the gradient is going to do is it's going to basically give us speed. So it's going to do the work for us, in a sense. So there is literally no need to give any applications of power along this section of line, really. And then, as you can see, as we approach Cheddleton, the grade actually goes uphill again, and it actually starts doing some of the work for us. So we're going to apply a little bit of brake and then release. Okay, we'll do it again and then release. We're now in the 15 limit in the station. So in this case, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of room within the platform, because we need to make sure that the brake coach and all the coaching stock is in the station. There we go. And 33021 is technically over the crossing. But we'll see what the task gives us next. Okay, so it's saying here now we have to disconnect from 33021, and then the Cheddleton shunter shall do the rest. So obviously the shunters will put 33021 to bed, and then 102 will continue the services for the rest of the day. So we've disconnected from 33021, and now it's asking us to pick up passengers from the platform. So I'm going to hazard a guess that what will happen is the passengers will board the train, and then we'll be asked to depart for Froggle once more. So I'm not going to do this because, to be honest with you, it would just seem like a pointless addition and extension to the video. So what we're going to do is, once we've been given the instruction, we're going to end off the video. And yeah, as I say, this is a new release of today. Well, it's not a new release, it's more of a update for an old pack, I would say. So it's not really what I would call a new release, but you can go and download this on the British Locomotive Studios website. I'll link the pack in the description of the video, along with the Churnet Valley Railway route add-on by Vulcan Productions. So we are still loading passengers, so I'm going to hazard a guess that our departure time is probably 14:40. That's just a rough guess. So we've reached 14:40. Yeah. Okay, so right away, yeah. So it wants us to go down to console and further down, but we're not going to do that because, you know, pointless addition to the video. So yeah, so that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and you like the look of the upgrades to 33102 and 33021. Gonna get a couple of screenies there. There we are. So if you want this pack, go ahead and download it. It's now upgraded to look better and to a more modern standards, I would say. And I think Steve has done an absolutely fabulous job on these new object decals and 3D nameplates. So well done, Steve. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this TS Classic video. And if you want me to do more, let me know in the description of the video. In the description? I mean, in the comments section of the video. Comments. Okay, so this has been Samuel Beeman of British Locomotive Studios. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now.